What's going on, guys? Back at you with another build for the Jeep. We're going to do a DIY bumper for the front Jeep, a Winch bumper. I have some 3/16 inch plate steel that I picked up from the scrapyard that I'm using to make this bumper with. It was pretty cheap. This is definitely going to be the cheapest option for making a bumper for the Jeep. This is a Jeep WJ. I already got started on the project and started cutting out the unibody frame in the front. I want to do this so I can get the winch back in closer to the vehicle so it don't stick out real far and the bumper ain't out real far. And I already started cutting. I just laid some tape down so I make a nice even cut, and even cut out some of the metal here. Right there, I cut this metal out as well by the frame. I just laid some tape down. It's 3/4 of an inch from like where it starts to the unibody frame. I don't want to cut this piece out because this is the frame that comes right out, and I'm going to attach brackets in there, and that's how I'm going to mount the bumper. Just used a cut-off wheel to cut this out. I'm still not done cutting, but I'll show you guys how I cut it out probably on time lapse. And I'm going to cut the whole way back through so I get some more airflow to the radiator, because that kind of blocks it. Even though there's going to be a winch in there, you know, there's still going to be more air getting through if I cut that out. And I'll keep you guys updated on how this goes. I'm probably going to cut that out and grab some cardboard and start laying out the bumper, and once I get it how I want it to look, I'm going to cut out the steel with the plasma cutter and take you guys along and show you how I finish it. So I made some progress on the bumper. I cut out this piece of 3/16 inch plate steel. This is all one piece here, and it mounts up under the frame like that. And I have 2 bolts in it right now, and I'm going to put a third one in. There's a well nut in the back of the frame right back there in the very back, and then I just there's 2 pre-drilled holes in the frame already, so I just laid it up against, drilled down through the steel and attached it. And I also cut out the bottom section of the frame there so that can slide down underneath. So the only thing that's really left is that right there. So there's plenty of room for the winch to sit up on top of this plate here, and I'm gonna work on cutting out some cardboard cutouts to finish the panels. I'm gonna put one over the top here and the whole way up to the sides, but it's all the color I got is just these 3 pieces right now. I'm going to work on cutting out cardboard and knocking it up. Alright, so I'm about to cut out some more pieces for the bumper using the Snap-on plasma cutter. I have the the skid plate for underneath the bumper. It's going to protect the radiator drawn out here. And I already have my cardboard cutouts made. I have this piece here to fit up under the light. Not sure if I'm going to be able to round it off with the plasma cutter, or probably try and use a grinder. That fits in there pretty good. I have a corner piece made that will goes like, I believe it goes like this here. And I might end up rounding off, I might end up bringing that piece of the bumper out, because I'm going to make another piece that goes underneath to protect the frame. But that's going to go there. I have one made for the other side. Then I have a plate made to go across the top here out of cardboard, so I'll be cutting that all out with the plasma cutter. Put it on a time lapse, cutting them pieces out. Well, it looks like the Jeep bumper is just about finished. After cutting out all the pieces and stuff, I kind of got carried away welding and got the bumper pretty much put together. It was pretty hot out, so I didn't want to leave my phone out in the heat recording and stuff. It kept overheating, but everything's finished welding wise. And with the bumper, I also ended up picking up a Smittybilt XRC winch. I haven't used the winch yet. It fit right in on the bumper. The only thing I had to cut out was, so I went underneath in this black plastic here. I ended up trimming this out before I put the grill in underneath, just so that this back piece can clear, and it fits in like a glove. And I'm really happy with how the bumper turned out and everything. I know when I last stopped the video, all I had was the side pieces out. I made some adjustments using cardboard and put this piece on, a side piece here and there. And I even ended up going up underneath to protect the frame rail, since I didn't cut that out like some people do. And made that. The skid plate was finished, which I was cutting out. I made sure to put those pockets in there to let airflow get into the radiator. And they're also there so you can get up underneath to get to the bolts to put the winch on the bumper, because the bolts go up into it. Everything turned out pretty well. I actually picked up these clevis mounts too off of Amazon and just cut out with the plasma cutter, put it in and welded. That's up in there and welded onto this plate as well, so they're sturdy. How I attach this bumper is I have the two bolts there that you can kind of see. It's hard to get to. And then there's also a bolt, there's a nut that's welded onto the frame that's stock. It's with the Jeep, and I used a 3/8 inch bolt for all these, and that actually threaded up into the back one. So I had 3 on the bottom and then 2 up along the side there. So that's 5 on each side holding the bumper on, and it doesn't move at all. Everything's pretty sturdy. What I used to paint the bumper as well is, first I used this Rust-Oleum rust reformer. As you can see in the previous clips, the metal was pretty rusty and stuff, picking it up from the scrapyard. I mean, it was used slightly, but it was also out in the weather. I didn't want to sand it all down and get it to bare metal, so this stuff actually works really good. It takes it and pretty much turns it right into clear metal with no rust. It's going to leave a black finish, but underneath it, it completely restores it. After that dried, I just used some bed liner. This is also Rust-Oleum bed liner, and that's kind of how it turned out. Has a nice texture and stuff, and that all turned out well. I'm hoping I'll get to use the winch at some point. I picked this up off of Amazon, so I'm going to leave a link in the bio of this video if you want to get a winch. This is a 9,500 pound XRC Smittybilt winch. I got the steel cable, and everything came with the winch as far as hardware and stuff. It was pretty cheap, honestly, and so far I'm happy with the quality of it. The piece where the cable plugs in is metal, and I know some of them are plastic and the cables fall out and things like that, so I like that. And also the clutch thing operates pretty smooth. I know sometimes people have problems with other winches with the clutch not engaging, it gets stuck, so that seems pretty smooth. And let me know if you have any questions about how I made the bumper. It was pretty much just all created on my own. I didn't use any dimensions from anyone else or any other plans. I kind of just eyeballed it, made the pieces out of cardboard, and ended up, everything worked out after some time. It took a little bit, but this bumper really didn't cost me much to make besides the little extras. I'm probably going to get some hooks to stick on here, but those I also picked off of Amazon, and I'll leave a link in the bio for them as well. And you know, I might add lights or something into it in the future and just cut it out, put lights in it, but other than that, pretty much done with it. And there it is. Like and subscribe for more content and stuff, and let me know what you think about the bumper. And if you need like dimensions and you want to make one yourself and like kind of how it looks, I could send you dimensions of all these parts, and you can calculate how much metal you need. But this bumper probably didn't cost me any more than $150 with the paint the extra parts and stuff, not including the winch, but with the metal and stuff. I mean, it was really cheap. So go ahead and make yourself a DIY bumper and let me know how it goes.